So good evening, everyone. Metabolic and nutritional diseases in sheep and goat. So here I have concentrated only regarding the clinical management and purely regarding the practical aspect, how to diagnose a case clinically and how to treat the case. You could have come across this type of cases. A lamb from 3 months old or 2 to 3 months old like that. It is exhibited the symptoms like that, frequent jerking of the hind limb. So you could have come across this type of cases in your field conditions. Other feeding habit, everything will be normal. All vital signs will be normal. Progressive paralysis is nothing but enzootic ataxia. It is due to copper deficiency. So two forms are there in kids. That's the only thing is the congenital form and another is the acquired form. A congenital form means it is presented at the birth itself, at the day old itself. As I told, day old animal unable to walk, unable to stand, unable to maintain the posture means you will be treating with vitamin A. Even after treatment with vitamin A, if it is not responding to treatment, you have to think about the congenital form of enzootic ataxia. Simple logic. And the second is the acquired one. The animal will be, the lamb will be normal up to 1 or 2 months or 3 months. It will be normal. Everything, they are walking, everything will be normal. After that, the animal will start exhibiting this type of symptoms. This type of things is due to copper deficiency. It occurs due to when there is rapid weight gaining. Whenever the animal is gaining the weight rapidly, because of the non-availability of the copper, naturally the animal will go for copper deficiency. I mean, the availability will very much reduce because of the demyelination of the nervous tissues. They will go for jerking like progressive paralysis will be noticed. Copper is poorly absorbed from the fresh forage, so grazing and browsing animals are at the risk of copper deficiency. And copper is more available from grains and hay. That we have to keep it in mind. In grains and hay, copper is more available. And whenever there is high level of molybdenum and sulfur in the diet, naturally, sometimes molybdenum level or sulfur level can interfere in the availability of copper. See, you can keep this point more. It will reflect in another one place. See, high level of molybdenum. How molybdenum and sulfur naturally, I don't know, without our knowledge, whenever there is a dietary sources, when the molybdenum level is high or sulfur content is high, naturally the copper availability very much reduced. Previously, we have seen sulfur availability may also lead to the availability, will reduce the availability of vitamin B1. Polyunsaturated also will occur. So these are interrelated. These animals very much responds to the copper, oral supplementation of copper orally. You can supplement orally copper 20 to 30 milligrams per animal per day for 1 to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Slowly the animal will get recovered. Copper glycinate injections are available in the market that you can use during the time of pregnancy to avoid this type of enzootic ataxia or Swayback conditions. And you can supplement the copper orally, 35 milligrams per lamb, and you can use it as a prevention also. So the ordinary copper sulfate tablet, it is available in the dispensaries. That also you can use, and you can make it as a 20 milligram in a small portion, and you can give it to the animals daily. 2 to 3 weeks of treatment will respond. See, progressive paralysis, and paralysis. Later the animal will go for recumbency, and it cannot able to walk. So this is nothing but due to copper deficiency, enzootic ataxia or Swayback.